you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel.
Well, here's a list of things that we wish we knew before we started our channel.
Because YouTube, it can be a tricky, fickle little thing, and sometimes it is not what you think it is.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into 10 things we wish we knew before we started doing YouTube. We are coming up close to 200 subscribers, which we know isn't a whole lot, but we just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been subscribing, commenting, and watching these videos. We appreciate you all so much.
Yeah. So we've been thinking a little bit about our own journey over the last 6 months of doing YouTube somewhat consistently and everything that we've learnt in the process for ourselves. And so we've made a list of things that I wish someone could have told us, or obviously I would like to tell other people who wanted to get started on YouTube.
Firstly, if you're watching this video, then chances are you want to start a YouTube channel, right? Well, this is your sign to start. Like, just start.
Yeah.
Don't let it sit in your head and overcomplicate it and make it harder than it already has to be. There's always going to be that fear in your mind about recording yourself, whether that's in private or in public. We get it all the time. And posting that video to the internet for everyone to see. One of the biggest fears I think that everyone has, whether you make content or not, is caring about what other people think about you. What people might say, whether that's people on the internet or friends or family, but it doesn't matter. You just need to stay true to your purpose and your own life. I think everyone is too caught up in the same thought. You're too busy being worried about what Susan is thinking about you. But Susan's too busy worrying about what Bob thinks about her. So no one is actually thinking about anyone but themselves. So just start, guys. Start slow and messy, because that's better than not starting at all.
I feel like on that note, everyone's got a fear of failure.
Yeah.
So we're all afraid to try something and fail and have people be like, haha, like, did you see that she tried to do a YouTube or something like that? When in reality, it's like, at least I gave it a crack.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing with your life if you're even just too afraid to actually even take that initial leap and take a step in that direction?
Just judging someone, like.
Yeah. And the other thing is as well, is that the greatest people that you see, these like amazing YouTubers or, athletes or whatever, they didn't start off that way.
They failed.
And they would have had the same criticism as well and the same feelings. And we sit there and we watch them and they're like, oh, they're just so good. They wouldn't get any criticism. They do. And it's just part of the gig.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2 is perfectionism. What you may see as subpar, someone else may see as perfect. And what you see as perfect, somebody else looks at it and thinks it's subpar. It is all subjective, to be honest, and there is no such thing as perfect. He is super guilty of this. He spends probably way too much time on editing and perfecting his videos by the tiniest little details.
Guilty.
Just because obviously, like, he wants it to be perfect. He's a great editor, he's very creative, and he obviously just like loves doing it. But unfortunately, it just means that like it takes us longer to post. And then for me though, to watch, he'll show me 2 different things and he'll be like, what looks better? I'm like, I can't see any difference. Yeah. So I think that like 90% of people will just like miss those like tiny little details.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do to combat that perfectionism is take the 80% rule. Pretty much just edit the video until I'm 80% satisfied with it and then just post it. The way I see it is the more videos you edit, the better and faster you will get at editing. And the only way to edit more videos is to finish one sooner, post it, and then start the next.
Yeah, just jump on the next.
So it's like, if you're spending hours on hours just perfecting one video, then you're not really getting any better. So one thing I've learned is the video could be a total flop. Like you could spend 15 hours editing a video.
And you think it's the bee's knees.
Yeah, you're like, this is gonna fucking pop off. But then it gets 50 views and you're like, what? And like, we've literally had this happen.
Yeah.
I've had this happen. And then when 10 of those 15 hours could have been on the next 2 videos.
Yeah.
And those videos get 1,000 views each.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? It's like, to me, perfectionism is a form of procrastination. And I do get stuck in this cycle and I'm really working to break it. So this is to not only you guys, but also to me. So just get the edit done to 80% and then just post it.
And I will say on that note, the type of editing that you do, the standard that you put out, you will attract that crowd who expect that standard. So Nick and I have a very different standard of editing. I am very basic in comparison to Nikki B. So there are ways that I will edit where I literally still make a photo on Canva and then I drag it over onto a video, whereas I'm sure there's way different, like better ways to do it, but that's the only way I know how at this point. So if people are watching our content, you can probably tell the difference. You can look at a Siwa, recap that we did, and it's so magical and it's amazing. It's Nick's edits. He's so good at them. But sometimes it's like the edits, unless our whole channel is full of those amazing edits, then we're going to attract those people who expect those amazing edits. They're going to watch my videos and be like, ugh, this is average. Versus, and it just depends on what kind of channel you want. Like if you want a channel which is top-notch quality, amazing flashy videos, great, awesome.
And the
probably
audience
take a
you're
bit,
targeting as well.
Yeah, probably take a bit longer to do those.
Yeah.
But then you're going to post less frequently. So it just depends on what it is that you're trying to actually portray.
Yeah.
Which another YouTuber who's really blown up in the last couple of months is Sam Sulek. I might be saying his name wrong, sorry. But he's a prime example where he does his vlogs are like an hour long. They have next to no editing in them, maybe a few cuts.
It's just cuts.
In between some scenes, and he literally just
talks to the camera
in his car on the way to the gym, it's so casual and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yet he's just blown up because people love watching that. Yeah. And yet if he was to go and do some kind of flashy edit of a vlog and a morning routine and his viewers would just be like, what the hell is this? Because they like that very basic style of editing. So that works for his channel.
And the relatability, next one is channel growth. Let me tell you guys something. YouTube growth is not linear. Meaning it is not always going to trend upwards like this. It may even take a while for it to even start to progress or to get some traction and actually move forward. But every video you put out is a possibility for more visibility and more growth. But it's not guaranteed. It's completely unpredictable. Yes, there are factors that come into play. YouTube tags, keywords, search volumes, titles, thumbnails, etc., etc. But you really just don't know with the YouTube algorithm. Most of our videos now, we feel like we're speaking to outer space. And getting minimal views. Which can be pretty discouraging, but you kind of need to just take a step back and remember why you're making the content, why you're doing YouTube in the first place. And just enjoy the process while you're doing it, and then the community and the views will come as a byproduct.
The other thing on that is I feel like there's a million videos on how I grew my YouTube to 1 million zillion subscribers in 14 days. And it's just look, personally, we've watched them, and I feel like it just takes the fun out of it. I get it. People want to grow. People want to have a following. It makes you feel amazing for whatever bloody reason. And you can get monetized and things like that. And I get that. But I feel like for us, we don't want to niche down. They always say top tip is niche down. I'm not a niche. We are people who have all different types of hobbies and interests and things we want to talk about and things we want to share with people. So I also have a target audience.
And we want to showcase all of that to you guys.
I would say we more so have a target audience than a niche, because I don't want to talk about one topic for the rest of my life, and then if I talk about something else, my followers are like, oh, you're not talking about that niche anymore, bye Felicia. So personally, as I said, there's all these things that you can do for growth, searching SEO and and thumbnail hacks and I just feel like it makes it so complicated that it then gives you analysis paralysis where you're too afraid to post because the outro isn't done right, the intro didn't have enough hooks, the thumbnail is angled too much to the left, you didn't do the SEO search. It's we just want to make videos because we actually just like making videos. So we're just going to do that, and if it takes us longer to get monetized or take us longer to grow a little community bubble that we want, so be it. Is what it is. I think that's all I've got on that. Sorry, just a quick little rant. Cool. 4, embrace the cringe / suck. No matter what you do, there's always going to be someone who thinks it's cringe. If you do try something, people are going to call you cringe for trying. If you don't try something, people are going to be like, ugh, she doesn't even try with her life. They're going to find that cringe. So it honestly goes back to number 1, tip number 1, sorry. So you can't please everyone. Someone will love you for being authentically you, and some people are going to hate you for it. Think about all the large successful channels now, or that you know of, and that's grown a massive following. They have all had videos in their time that will be labeled cringe.
Maybe cringe just means authenticity.
Well, I think cringe is just uncomfortable. Like, you watch it and it makes you uncomfortable for some reason. It either makes you uncomfortable because you wish that you had the confidence to do that thing that they're doing, or I think a lot of it is, for some people, it's like an insecurity where, once again, it's like they might be jealous and then they're like, oh, that's so cringe that you're doing that, or they genuinely are just like I would never do that. Like, I'd never dance, do a TikTok in front of like
what's that train
the
dancing,
Eiffel Tower or something, like the Tube, the Tube girls. Like, I
think that's cringe.
I simply would never. To me, that's cringe. But yeah, each to
others,
their own.
To others, they're like fangirling, just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I love your confidence,
so
main
good.
character energy. Like, so for other people, they might be like, oh my god, love her confidence, like, main character energy.
Yeah.
And that's cool. You're going to attract your crowd.
Yeah.
So.
She's got her audience.
Yeah.
You don't do that, you'll have your audience.
But essentially, just remember, whatever you do with your content, your channel, as long as you're not hurting anybody else in the process, it may bother some people, but that is okay.
They're just not your people.
Exactly. If it bothers them and they think it's cringe or whatever, they're hating on it, they just need to self-reflect and figure out why it bothers them or why it triggers them in the first place. And unfortunately, you can't do that to everyone. There's always going to be those people out there in the world. And chances are, they probably wish that they had the courage to do what you're doing, and jealousy is just taking the form of hate, and then they'll lash out. And touch wood, we haven't had any hate, but we've just had some weird...
weird comments though,
Yeah, we've had some people who like comment stuff, and you're like, I actually genuinely don't understand.
I don't know how to reply to
what you're saying. Like, is this a bad comment, or is this... Are you thinking? Like, I don't know. But all we can say is obviously just thank you to the people who do support us and do genuinely watch our videos and enjoy watching them. Because obviously it's a long process to make them. We do enjoy making it, but it's always nice to get that support back.
And you just got to enjoy the journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next up, editing. Chop the video up. Editing takes at least 80% of content creation, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
What do you reckon? 80? Yeah, 80. Pretty high up there. If you do record a video or a vlog, you can bet that you'll be spending about 3 times the amount of that time it took to record just to edit the video.
Yeah.
A lot of people assume that editing is super quick and has a really fast turnaround. I was rudely shocked when it was not.
Yeah. And I feel like on that, if you like making videos of yourself, you like seeing yourself in the camera lens.
Oh, it's a reality
you don't want to edit.
It is a reality.
Don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
Yeah. No matter your editing style, if you're a beginner, it's going to take some time. So you need to accept that and enjoy the editing process. If you can, try to budget out your time or set an editing schedule, because it'll consume a lot of your time. This is kind of like a practice makes perfect scenario. It sucks when you're new because it takes so long to edit stuff when you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
But the more you edit, the easier it is and the quicker you get at it.
Yeah.
So it's like catch-22. You got to do the shit to get good at the shit.
And regarding the planning, I would say make a calendar and plan when that vlog is going to be due. What is your deadline day?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'll keep editing for another 4 or 5 days just because you can.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's taken you ages to post something, and you should just post it.
Yeah. And if I can offer any advice, if you're editing on a laptop, please invest in a mouse. Please invest in a mouse.
Are you digging at me?
No, yes. Or possibly even an external keyboard, and use keyboard shortcuts in your editing program. They help so much, and they help just streamline the process. I had to make this one I begged for her to get a mouse because she was just
I did
like,
it for so
with the
long with
trackpad,
it.
just like clink. I was just like, bro, get a mouse.
I edited our first vlog on my phone on iMovie.
It hurts me. It pains
took me
me.
so long.
Yeah.
So long. And once I finished, I was like, I don't know if this YouTube thing's for me.
Yeah, exactly. No. Get a mouse and get a keyboard and use keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah. Okay, number 6 is realistic goals. This is huge, guys. Set realistic goals, people. Now, obviously, dream for the stars, love that, but unfortunately, not everyone's going to be that success story that you see people growing their channel in like 3 days. Especially if you work a full-time or part-time job on the side and then you're doing content creation. It takes up so much time, creative juices, and honestly just energy.
Kudos to the guys that work normal jobs and do content in their spare time.
Yeah, we used to do that, but we were posting like once a month. And honestly, it can be really draining. So if you're starting off, try not to go in guns blazing with like posting 3 videos a week. You'll just burn out, and I'll be surprised if you hit that target as well. And honestly, yeah, just be realistic with yourself. It doesn't matter if it's one video a fortnight or one video a month or one video a week. Like, as long as it's something that you can sustain, sorry, as long as it's something that you can sustain with your current lifestyle.
Yeah.
There's no point posting 3 videos a week for 2 weeks and then burning out and taking a month off, when you could have just done a video a week for those 6 weeks and had the same amount of videos posted onto your channel. And with that, you'd obviously get consistent viewers and subscribers. You feel?
You feel me?
You feel?
You feel?
Cha-cha.
Uh-huh.
Because yes, we all obviously watch those famous YouTubers, and you know, you look at these people who've, you know, 1 in a million that have grown like that overnight. Yeah. And they do say that there's going to be one video that you do that just pops off and you least expect it, and it might carry your channel pretty far. But
to be honest, you don't want that to be like your first video.
Because then, yeah, there's nothing
like,
else to watch.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah. And yeah, a lot of those people who make those videos with like how to grow like 1 million, zillion, trillion followers
how to make a viral
in 7
video.
days. It's like they're professional video editors and, you know, social media like
and they've probably
accountants
got 3
and things
different
like that.
accounts that they've already like learnt all this shit from.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and to be honest, those videos, they just get clicks.
yeah, because like, everyone wants to blow up their YouTube
Everyone
account.
on YouTube wants to blow up.
It's clickbait,
So yeah, honestly, don't get into that stuff too much.
Anyway, next up, equipment.
Your domain.
This one was such a tough one for me to break. I got stuck into the whole, I can't vlog or make content unless I have a good camera, good lenses, good lighting, a tripod, a gimbal, ND filters, a good microphone camera, a drone, good editing software, a good laptop. Shit. This alone delayed us or me, whatever, starting the YouTube channel and making content for months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can honestly do it with a phone.
Yeah. Equipment doesn't mean anything unless you're like a tech channel or like equipment is your niche.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can start with that. You can start with an iPhone.
Yeah.
To be fair, most of the iPhones these days have probably like
yeah,
just as good or better camera quality, video recording,
yeah,
and photos as like a single DSLR or a mirrorless. So.
And don't get me wrong, I think if you're trying to make cinematic videos, like, yeah, you're going to need a great camera.
Yeah.
You are. But I think if you're just trying to do like videos of like vlogs and things like that, a normal phone is totally fine. No one's going to watch that video and be like, you know what, I don't think this is 4K. Also with that, just because you have the tech doesn't mean that you're going to use it. Yes, a lot of our stuff sometimes sits dormant because we go on travels and we're like, we don't want to take the ginormous gimbal.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? You end up leaving half the stuff at home anyway. So I think the whole thought of like, I need to have the latest thing before I do the thing, you're procrastinating. Stop it. Stop it. You're procrastinating.
Stop it.
Just start, and later on down the track, you can buy the thing if you still really want it.
So if you want to start, just pick up the phone. It's more about being authentic and relatable with your content than it is having the top high-end gear. People don't really want to watch someone because they're recording on a brand new Sony A7 C3, whatever the fuck that is, with like sick animation. Yeah, C3. With sick animation, editing, and color grading.
Yeah.
You know, some people might want to watch that. If that's your niche, then go for it. If that's what your specialty and that's what you want to do. But, you know, they really want to watch you for your personality and the topics that you're talking about so they can relate to you as a person, not to relating to you using the best camera.
Yeah, just because you got the latest camera.
Yeah. So don't do what I did and delay starting your content journey, your YouTube channel, just because you don't have all the equipment. Just pick up your phone and create something.
Number 8 is consistency is key. Guys, I know that this is... What are you doing?
I don't know, bro.
I know that this is super cliche, but it is true. This one I really want you guys to take in. The people who like you for your personality and your content, they want to see it consistently, okay? Like a TV show where you tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. to watch XYZ. They like to know that a video is coming and obviously eventually expect it, just like a TV show or a podcast. Yeah. And the algorithm apparently loves it too. The algorithm. We noticed way more traction on our channel when we started posting consistently. So twice a week, subscriptions would steadily kind of creep up. We'd get more views and more comments, and we were posting shorts in between as well. Another benefit of being consistent is more practice on camera.
Which we need.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a hiatus for the last few weeks, I'm not going to lie. And honestly, overall consistency is just a huge win. So I don't see a loss in it. It will just help your followers obviously know, like, yeah, every Monday, every Friday, whatever it is, that they can consistently come to your channel. Because some of my favorite YouTubers who do post frequently in a week, I log on to check their channel all the time. And I'm like, oh, any day now, there's something due. And I do, I keep going back to check. But if they only post like once a month, it sounds horrible, I'll forget about them.
Yeah.
And then maybe like 4 months goes past and I'm like, oh, I haven't watched her in ages. And then there's a few more videos. I'm like, oh, but I genuinely just forgot about you because you weren't posting often enough.
Yeah.
And as I said, we've just had a little hiatus for 3 weeks, but we're back, bitches.
And on that note, our subscribers kind of just halted because we haven't been posting anything. So,
fair enough.
Guys, consistency is key. It's a win-win. Be consistent. The number one thing you're all concerned about with YouTube. Money. Cash money. Yes.
That mullah.
You can make money on YouTube. But if you're getting into YouTube to make money, the universe is going to bitch slap you so hard back into reality you won't know what the fuck's going to hit you.
It's a slow process.
Yeah, shit. There is criteria to hit to be monetized, and that's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Yeah. Which you're like, oh, those numbers aren't too big. Fuck, they're big. Yeah. For example, after us posting consistently for 4 months, we have 154 subscribers and 160 watch hours. Yeah. If we were to continue with those same stats consistently every 4 months, you ready for this?
Oh, I don't want to know.
It would take us another 24 months, 2 years, to hit the subscription criteria, the subscriber criteria, and 100 months or 8 years to hit the 4,000 hour criteria. Yeah. That's scary. That's some big ass time.
Deflating.
But thankfully, YouTube is like a compounding interest. The more you upload, someone clicks on that one video, but they go to your other videos. And then before you know it, they've watched each video and they've added about 5 hours of watch time throughout all your videos. And that's just one person. So if 100 people do this, that's 500 hours. So the more content you have on your channel, the more content you have on your channel, the more people have to binge watch. Wow, tongue tied. The more content you have on your channel, the more people have to binge watch.
Yeah.
Shit,
and
bitch,
overall numbers go up.
Yeah, so it's like more numbers, more views, more subscribers. It's like key thing. More content, more number. Yeah. We've seen YouTube videos of people taking like a year or 2 to be monetized, so you kind of just have to enjoy content creation. Otherwise, you won't last in that friggin' journey.
Yeah, and then you see other people though who have 200 subscribers and they just do one video that's literally like a 2.5 minute video and it blows up, completely monetizes them, and then next minute they've got like 10,000 subscribers.
You just don't know.
You honestly just don't know. Like, I think that's the thing though, is you can't be like, oh, this is going to be the video that blows up. You can't
expect anything.
Yeah, because admittedly we've posted stuff where we're like, oh, that one's going to help us, and it's like, it gets like 40 views. Yeah. And then the other video that we post that, you know, we don't expect anything from, all of a sudden it's got like 1,000 views in the first, you know what I mean, week. Yeah. And you're like,
that's the one I spent barely any time editing on. So it's like, you just truly don't know.
Yeah. What was this typical? What are we talking about? I will say though, some of those people that, I mean, like one person that I'm referring to who just blew up with one video overnight is honestly because she's just so authentic. And that's the only thing I can honestly put it down to, because there is like next to no editing and there's nothing fancy, flashy, dashy about the video. It's just that I think she's just genuinely talking to the camera and just being her authentic self. And other people watch that and they feel like... Yeah, and I watched it and I was like, oh, she's so like soothing and like calming to watch. Like, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. And it was just like, oh, she's so like relaxing to watch. And I'm like, that's probably why other people resonate with her.
Last but not least, comparison. It's the thief of joy. However, it is human nature though. So pretty much everyone compares themselves to everyone at all times. Yeah. It's very easy to look at someone as like your idol or your role model, and then it turns into comparison. Yeah. And then you end up second guessing yourself, doubting your own, editing and recording capabilities and content creation, etc., etc., etc. Should I be doing X, Y, Z instead of A, B, C? Yeah. It's like, if they're doing this, then should I be doing that too?
Dramatic suspense.
So like, take inspiration from other people, but remember your community will love you for you.
Yeah.
So not because you edit like XYZ does or whatever.
Yeah.
YouTube is your creative platform. Record how you want to talk about topics that you want to talk about and how you want to talk about those topics and express your creative ideas.
Yeah.
There is only one of you in the world. So why would you want to be like anyone else when there's only one of you, boy? You know what I'm saying?
Number 11 is celebrate small wins. I'm sure for most of you, the end goal is monetization. So of course, anyone who wants to make content and make a living by doing what they love, that means monetization. But you need to remember as well, enjoy the journey. We've done this at times where we're so, focused on growth and numbers that we forget to just enjoy the process.
Yep.
So even just like celebrating that your video gets 30 views without you having to like share it to 30 friends and family. Like that's 30 people who have
Just
actually
on your video.
watched your video. Like that's really cool. So even like people commenting on your videos, like that's someone who's taken the time out of their day to actually write something for you.
Another person
Yeah.
in the world
Yeah, like that's actually
has been
really
like,
cool.
I'm going to click on this video and watch these people.
Yeah, because even like there is so much content out there in the world and on YouTube. So it's like they're here and they've watched your video. Like that is really cool.
Yeah.
Celebrate every single subscriber.
Every one.
Because after all, that is another person in the world who's found you, likes your content,
For
likes
you.
the thing that you made, likes the thing that you spoke about. Whatever it may be, they've actually liked it and enjoyed watching it. So keep putting that out into the world and like, that's pretty awesome.
That is
Personally, for us, I have a little board.
Yeah.
And every single time I write one more subscriber on there, I'm,
We go, yes, another
genuinely
subscriber.
like, happy dance.
Yeah,
Like,
it's awesome.
so,
It's like
yeah,
a little
enjoy it.
community. Yeah.
so don't forget to enjoy every step of the way and just have fun as you're doing it, because we are. Quick little bonus tip that I have learnt myself.
We have
learnt ourselves. Is as soon as you start a channel, you're going to want to send it to your friends and family and post it on your Instagram story and be like, follow me, subscribe, right? So that way then when you post your first video, or maybe you've just posted your first video, you've already got like 18 subscribers or something, right?
Yep.
And at first you're like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Those people, look, to my friends and family, I love you, but it's not going to be an issue because you've never watched any of my videos.
Yeah.
So, so you're never going to see this anyway. But the thing is, they've gone out and maybe they don't ever watch YouTube, right? And so they've gone out, they've made a YouTube login, they've clicked the link, they've found your video that I sent them, and they've clicked subscribe, and maybe they watched the first video. They're not going to watch any other videos.
And what
Unless
does that do?
unless they really, really love you, like my parents,
Yeah.
who have watched every single one of our videos. But because they don't go on and watch your videos, YouTube algorithm is just like an Instagram algorithm.
Yeah.
And dare I say the word algorithm. But if you have people who are subscribed to your channel, and obviously as soon as you post a video, it puts it to them first, right?
And
They're
when-
not logged onto YouTube because they
Yeah.
don't watch YouTube. And then all of a sudden, your YouTube has put your video in front of 30 of your friends and family. None of them watch it. What's YouTube gonna do? It's not gonna pump it out to more people.
Yeah.
It is just gonna go, oh,
No one
that
likes it.
video clearly wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And the thumbnail wasn't very good. And so, therefore, it's going to stop putting it out to people.
Yeah.
So that would be my tip, is honestly, just put
Start at
it out there
zero.
into the world. Don't put it out. I mean, put it on your Instagram if you want, if you've got a following or you've got people there who might go and click on it on their own accord. But don't pressure people to be like, oh, can you give us a subscribe?
Yeah.
Because as I said, they will subscribe, but then they're never going to watch any of your
Just
videos.
shooting yourself in the foot.
And it also just kind of makes it awkward with friends and family because you're like, you've never watched any of our videos.
Yeah.
But you're also like, oh, how are you
How's the
going with
YouTube
it?
going?
It's like, well, you could just watch and see.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my tip, is don't bother asking friends and family to subscribe. And same with sharing your link on Instagram. We haven't had this issue, but I've heard of it on other people's accounts, is that even if you do get a ton of views from that link, YouTube,
They don't count it towards the
your view count.
views towards the monetization criteria.
And I don't know how much truth there is to this or what, but I've seen it on some people's monetization videos where they're like, this little section here is like unknown viewers, and it's and they essentially, YouTube thinks it's fake. They think that people have, it's like a bot, or you're trying to like jib the system or something like that.
Yeah.
But essentially it doesn't count. So
Yeah.
unless they actually go onto YouTube, they search your video or they click on the thumbnail.
Yeah. So basically, make the content, post it to the YouTube void, let it do its thing. On to the next video. Keep doing it, one after the other.
Yeah.
You'll get there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for sticking around and watching that video. We hope these tips helped you guys, and we hope that it has motivated you guys to just pick up your phone and start make the YouTube channel that you guys most likely want to make because you're watching this video.
Yeah. And if you do want, more tips on like tangible tips on what you should do as a beginner starting out on YouTube, like what editing software, like different, what's my other things?
Oh yeah. Yep, that one.
Yeah, if you do want some other tips.
Then don't ask us because we don't know what we're doing.
Hello. If you did love this video though and you want to see more content like this, then obviously comment below, give us a little thumbs up. And yeah, we're more than happy to kind of create more content that maybe you like seeing, provided that we enjoy it. We're not going to start making stuff that we don't want to see.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Watching this video, we appreciate